Okay. Wait, what were you saying
Yay!
about what now? Code switching. What are you talking about?
There's a song about code switching. Like, it's a very
Okay.
musical show, there's lots of songs, but, there's one character where, he's explaining to Missy, mixed race girl, that he's like, "You don't ever switch it up for, like, different, populations?" And she's like, "No, I'm always myself." He's like, "Well, that's why you're losing." So you need to he was like
Just switch that
so
shit up,
the
yo.
so yeah, he just talked about he's like,
Wow.
"Yeah, when I talk to, old people, I talk like this. When I'm talking to my homies, I talk like this. When I'm talking to my friends' moms, I
Hey.
talk like this. And no one knows who's the real me." And
But
I did this.
also,
I was a little flat.
it's okay. You're not known for your singing, so I don't think anyone's disappointed. But I tell my kids that all the time because, like for a minute, I was like really on top of them about like grammar and stuff like that because that's how I grew up. And I had to explain to them like it's not because as long as I know that you know what proper English is, I get that there's code
Mhm.
switching. So like when you're around your friends and like honestly, I get it. But don't do that in front of your grandma. Don't do that in front of mama, like her mom. Don't do it in front of old people because they will drag. Like, first of all, more than anything, I don't want to get dragged for not raising me
That
right. You hear
part, like,
me?
I'm trying. So many times I have
Because
to be like, I swear I'm working on this." But first off, at least for my mom, you never had a second one. And
like, I don't need the stress. I'm already struggling. Like, I don't need to feel like I'm
tired.
failing in my mom and grandma's eyes. Please
Right. It'd be
don't.
like,
So don't
mhm.
do that to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just know that you like when you're at school, and because I do think it's important to know how to function in different spaces, like 100%. So I get that. I can actually really, really appreciate the fact that
I have to send you
they
that
went there
clip.
with that.
You probably like the song. It's peppy too. And it's colorful. It's
Man,
a very
it's
cute
so
show. It'll
silly.
be cute. It'll be like 2 minutes. I won't send you the whole show.
Okay, don't do that because I'm not gonna watch
But
no
yeah,
show now.
shout out
But
to Big Mouth. They got lessons.
oh my gosh, lesson.
Lesson. Like,
I like it.
I love art with a message. Like, I
It's not
actually
bad.
was thinking I was having a conversation with myself today about, like, the difference between art and in just entertainment,
Okay.
and I think, like, art is entertainment that teaches you something or is trying to get a message across, whereas entertainment could just be,
Mm. I
just
like
the
where you're going
flashy
with that.
lights. Yeah, so that's why I mean, there's all these conversations around, like, should art be moral? Like, should media, like, have sort of an intention, like basically can art be immoral, like
Oh.
when they're you know what I'm saying, like for instance, like I think it's called Triumph of the Will, and it was like a Nazi like film that was actually really what like it was very innovative at the time. Like the Nazis knew they had style, they knew how to like be flashy and stuff, and so it's a very aesthetically well done piece of work, but of course it's got the Nazi message of white people, white supremacy and
Heisenschleifer. Mhm.
and anti-Semitism. So there's a bad message, but it's very
Right.
entertaining and very pleasing to the eye. So it's like, well, is that good
Mm.
art or is it just
Oh,
entertainment?
man. Now listen, that actually feels like that would take me on a whole tangent into just how
Okay.
politics and how America is about marketing and how,
Hmm.
just like
We have our
we're
brand.
gonna get into it. Let me just I'll
Okay.
have to stop right there. You guys,
Okay.
welcome back to the first
Yay.
episode of season 2 of the Fab Podcast. Ooh, this isn't
Ooh.
that classy, guys. I had hoped for more for us
Shout
on our
out to
second
our
season,
mutual
but
friend KB for getting me this cup. It is what
yo,
it
I
is.
like it. Hey, we're here. So
Mhm.
listen, and I did a lot today to get here. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm so glad that you made it back because we're here. And we honestly just want to take this time to reflect and sort of like, I don't know, really kind of like look back on our journey for podcasting for this first year because we've been doing this now. Actually, technically, if I'm being a nerd about it, it's been longer than a year because we really started this at the top of, wait,
You said you were gonna be a nerd about it. Where are
I
you?
did.
Where's your
I
data?
forgot. I can't. Hold up. It's 10:44. I forgot.
I just remember it was cold.
It was cold outside. Okay, yeah. So like we started like in January, February, but we didn't start publishing until May. So it's been
Yes.
like a year and a half, actually, but as
Yes.
far as just, like, putting out episodes and all of that, it
The
has
stuff
been an
y'all care
actual.
about.
Right, exactly, that shit don't count to y'all, but I need y'all to know it's been longer than an actual year, so I wanted to just kinda, like, dig into that a little bit and just sort of be reflective about it because I wanna talk about, like, how different is it from when we started, and I don't know, like, I'm just really glad I found this space. I don't know about you, like, this has been a really, um, enjoyable sort of, like, exercise and self-care and just being involved in something that I am truly enjoying, and
Well,
so
I mean, I know you don't know me that well, but
I know
I
we
don't
just
really
met.
do I don't really do anything I don't feel like doing.
Yeah, see, and I do all the time, so, like, to me,
Oh,
this was super important, like, all the time. It's like, "Oh, yeah, I don't wanna go to work. Yep, nope, nope, I don't
that
wanna."
was a line from, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, fabulous show, and Mikey Razzatano, he was, being forced
Mikey
into a situation, and he was like,
Razatano.
"Hey, don't even worry about it, I'm Catholic, I love doing stuff I hate."
And not even that you're love, you're just you're like, that's just what it is,
Yeah,
like,
I love it, I
you know what
just
I
love
mean?
it. That's what it is, it's
Yeah,
like, "You've been told you love this. Mikey, you love
yeah,
this." It's
you
like,
love it,
"Oh,
it's
yeah, yeah,
fantastic. Mhm,
I love
mhm,
getting up early and going to mass."
Nobody loves it. I think the virtual thing is what people are into now. I think a lot of people are really digging that aspect, and, honestly, that kinda helps me. Well, some people are, like, I think it's nice to feel like, whether it's work or church or whatever, like, you have the option to be engaged in something that maybe you get something out of or that you have
I
to
think
do,
there's
but
an
you don't have to
age
show up.
barrier. I don't think older people like it. Like, they were the
No, I
ones
ain't talking about
during the
old
because
people.
like, during the lockdown, like, people were, like, willing to go to jail to break the lockdown requirements to go to church,
Anybody you
and, like,
know?
and are still going to, like, court now, like, suing, like, cities who,
Pause.
like, kept what?
Anybody you know was doing that? I'm just
I'm no snitch. But, like, yeah, like, I do know people who are like, yeah, because a lot of people got that stuff overturned, like, they didn't wanna do at home like, let's say, for instance, I have some female family members who, like, they don't wanna do online stuff, like, they really hate, like, technology, but they really love church, like, that's their social outlet. Like, for some
oh,
people, that's
jeez.
their only I know, right? Like,
Well,
that's
get
not
a
the boat we're
okay,
in.
so it's
I
not, and
know,
so
but
I can't
but
really
I
speak
take
to
your
that.
point because I think younger people
Mhm.
do like the virtual church better. But I think older
Right.
people, like, they like the in-person church joints because they kinda wanna, like like, in church, the older people have the power, they finally wanna be like, "Hey, it's my turn."
I think the versatility is what, like, younger people like. I don't think that, like, younger people don't necessarily wanna go, because maybe they do. Because again, like you're saying, it might just be the only social thing. Even when we talked to Ebony, the writer, shout out to you, she was like, "I kinda got back into it because, I liked the social part, but it was also nice," and she is younger, to be able to have that sort of, opportunity, the flexibility to not have to show up there. So I guess I'm speaking to that aspect of just, like, maybe more, a certain demographic of people or whatever, but,
It's all
um
speculation because 'cause I'm not going.
yeah, I mean, again, it's speculation, but that makes me think about the fact too, something else I wanted to kinda, like, touch on during this episode is just sort of, kinda to that point, right? Like, so, like, during the pandemic, I mean, I think a lot of people were in a situation where they weren't having to show up places and, maybe you realized you fucking hated your job, or maybe you realized,
Yeah.
you liked the flexibility of being able to work from home some, because I know some people like
Or you
myself, like, I
realize,
had
like,
to
there's
be at work.
racism. Yeah. Or some
There's so
people had
many
time to
things.
realize things. Yeah.
People have right. So whatever it is that you realized about your job, whether it was racism, you hate your fucking job, childcare is too expensive, I hate it here, I wanna go home, whatever it is, like, there's so many factors that kinda play into, um, the fulfillment or lack thereof that you have with your job. So I kinda wanted to kinda dig into that because for me, like, this is an escape, not an escape from my job per se, but, like, this is something that, like, I feel like I intentionally wanted to be involved in to offset that feeling of, like, everything I'm doing is like, "Oh my gosh," like